Hello and welcome to the 80/20 Healthy Habits Podcast, where you will be empowered to restore your health. I am your host, Coach Joan. Did you know that research proves that we can prevent and even reverse disease by what we eat, how we think, and especially the way we move? This is podcast number 4, How to Take Every Thought Captive and Change Your Life. The great Eleanor Roosevelt said, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." Our game plan for this week is that you are going to take every negative thought captive. You will handcuff that thought so that it is not free to roam the streets of your mind and rob you of joy. The mind is one of the hardest areas to get under control and keep it under control. Part of why it's hard is because our thoughts attack us with lies and deceptions. You need to guard yourself against that. I need to guard myself against that. If you don't, your life could be one miserable day after the next. A positive attitude doesn't just happen. It's something you have to do on purpose. Here are 2 ways to make a positive attitude happen in your life. Number 1, you need to talk to yourself. And you're not crazy if you talk to yourself. In fact, your thoughts are talking to you all the time. The way you talk to yourself is one of the most important things in your life. You can never get beyond what you think, and especially what you think about yourself. The second way to make positive attitudes happen in your life is to think on purpose. I believe many people think that they don't have a choice of what they think about. But you can think on purpose, positive thoughts or negative thoughts. If a negative thought comes into your head, you need to cast it down and begin to renew your mind. We have all seen prison movies and war movies and cop shows. That prisoner, that enemy, that perpetrator are handcuffed and sometimes shackled, and they are rendered useless. They are no longer capable to inflict damage or destruction or mayhem. Your thoughts are no different. When a negative thought comes to your mind, you need to grab it, wrestle it to the ground like the great NYPD, and render it inoperative. Here's a truth that you may not have heard before. You do not need to believe every thought that comes into your pretty little head. Your thoughts lie to you. They lie often and they lie a lot. Tell me, is it easier to pull someone onto a chair or pull them off of a chair? It is always much easier to believe a negative thought than a positive thought. Having your mind set in advance is important so that when something doesn't go your way, you have already decided not to let it bother you. Let me leave you with this thought. Here's what I want you to do. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, your eating, going to work, walking around life, and place it before God. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You will always be changed from the inside out. Be quick to recognize what He wants you to do and be cheerful to respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you and brings the best out of me. He wants to develop your life for your good. So let's not make excuses why we can't. Let's focus on the reasons why we must. So until next week, keep making one good decision each day and get your handcuffs ready to restrain that enemy of your mind. If you want more tips to healthy habits, visit my website at 8020healthyhabits.com and sign up for a free consultation. And if you like this podcast, by all means, pass it on to your friends and go to the iTunes stores and write a glowing review. This is Coach Joan reminding you to live in victory. See you next week.